Today we will be learning H.C. Verma, fourth chapter, forces. Forces. What are the different kinds of forces are there? What is what is the what could be the cause of some kind of forces, and what is their effect, and up to what range they can act, and some of the theory question, objective question, and examples, numericals. So it is very small chapter. We can finish it in maximum of 4 classes. Okay. So let me start with the definition of force. Force is a word which we have all heard about. Force can be either push or pull. Okay. If you are pushing an object means that means you are applying a force. If you are pulling an object means that means you are applying a force. Okay. If you push a body, you exert a force away from yourself. And when you pull, you exert a force towards yourself. Okay. When you hold a heavy block in your hand, you exert a large force. When you hold a light block, you exert a small force. Okay. These are all force and interaction between you and the body. Okay. And yeah, so there can be a question. You can apply the force, you can push, you can pull, you can hold the things. Is there any like is there any case like can non-living bodies exert a force? Can anyone please? Can non-living body exert a force?
No, sir.
Okay. Abhiram answer is no. Okay. What
Yes,
about
sir.
others?
Yes, sir.
Is it no? Non-living objects exert a force.
No, sir. The exert force. Fictional force will act on them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gravitational force.
Yeah. Yes. Very good. Very good. So there are forces by non-living objects also. For example, if you see a storm, we stand in a great storm, we feel that the wind is exerting a force on us. And when we suspend a heavy block from a rope, the rope holds the block just as a man can hold it in air. Yes. And when we comb our dry hair and bring the comb close to a small pieces of paper, then the pieces jump into the comb. Here, these examples are related to non-living objects or non-living bodies. Non-living bodies also exerts force. Okay, every body which has a mass, it exerts a force. Okay, and when a cork is dipped in water, it comes to the surface. If you want to keep it inside the water, we have to push it downwards. We say that water exerts a force on the car in the upward direction. That is what we have already learned. I think you have learned it. That is upthrust force. Okay. So if you see these kind of examples, we can say that non-living objects also exert a force. A rock is applying a force. A building is applying a force on you, and you are also applying a force on the rock and building on the tree, and the tree is also applying the force on you. Okay, everywhere there is a force. I- in between all the objects there is a force. There is an interaction, there is a force. Okay. Is it okay? Yeah. So there is a force in between you and chair, in between you and your laptop, in between you and your mobile, in between you and a building, in between you and a rock, in between you and a plant, or in between you and a tree. There is always a force. But why? Why there is no attraction or repulsion between you and tree, or between you and your phone or laptop, a rock, a plant, or a stone, or a building? Do you have any idea? See, my question is always a force in between two objects. Whatever the you take, whatever the masses, there will be force in between them. Okay. But
Okay, sir.
why there is no attraction or repulsion between you and your nearby object? The objects which are kept, for example, you are keeping your book beside you. There is a force in
Sir,
between you and one minute,
sir, can I tell?
in between you and book. But why there is no attraction between you and book or repulsion? Yeah, yeah, Om, your answer, please.
Sir, because all the objects are attracted to each other or to the Earth's center by gravitational force, and gravitational force is a attractive force.
Okay, okay, all the objects are associated with gravitational force. Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Then why? See, at the same time, you can keep gravitational force and also a force between you and your book. But why there is no effect? Why there is no effect?
Due to friction.
Due to friction. Okay. Then see, friction comes into play when two bodies are in contact. I'm talking about
Yes,
two
sir.
bodies which are not in contact. Okay, let us try to understand in deep as we go little bit deeper and deeper. Let us try to understand what we what could be the reason for it. Okay. So force is basically a push or a pull acting upon an object as a result of interaction with another object. And basically these are like tug of war. You can pull, you're pulling the rope. Okay, here horse is pulling the cart. So, okay. So the what are the force effects? Effects. The force can make an object to move. You can make an object to move if you apply the force. And a force can make a moving object to stop. A force can change the direction of a motion. And so these are all the effects of force, but still we are unable to see the effect of force in between you and a book or nearby objects. While let us understand deeper as we go into the class, we shall understand. And there is something called net force. For example, two or three more forces are acting on an object. You have to consider some of those forces, and we have to consider their magnitude as well as direction. Then you have to add them. Then finally, we call it as net force or resulting force. Resultant force. For example, if 100 forces are acting on an object, then we have to sum all 100 forces. Then we have to get the net force value on the object. For example, two forces are acting. One is right side 10 Newton and left side 6 Newton on single object. Then the net force is 4 Newton. Or we can also call it as resultant force. There is something called balanced forces where net force is 0. For example, you are playing a tug of war game. Lahari and Sahasra are playing, let us say, and Lahari is applying 100 Newton force, and Sahasra is also applying 100 Newton force in opposite direction. Then the net force on the rope is 0, so no one wins. Actually, they cannot say who is the winner in the case of balanced forces. In the case of unbalanced forces, like we can say, for example, Lahari is applying 150 Newton and Sahasra is applying 100 Newton, then we can say Lahari is the winner. Okay. The same tug of war game. That means net force is not equal to 0 here. Okay. So we can also have simulation. We will do one simulation activity about net force.
Sir,
Yeah, please. You can.
that question which you asked, that was between two objects in contact or without contact.
Without contact.
So then it will be because of gravitational force, no, and the force that is acting between means object or people is very small, according to the gravitational force acting on them.
Okay, good. Your answer is correct, but we shall also prove that numerically. Your answer. So compared to the gravitational force which is acting on the book and on you, the force between you and book is very less. We shall also prove it as with the numerical values. Okay. Yeah, your answer is correct, Srijan. Shall do some little bit of simulation activity to understand balanced forces. Okay. So I am taking 5 Newton, 5 kg mass, and I am keeping here at 2 meter away from the midpoint. Okay. And I am taking another 5 kg mass, and I am keeping 2 meter away from the midpoint, other side. Okay. Then is the forces are balanced, or those forces are balanced? Huh?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir.
If I remove this support, if I remove the support, then you can see the beam is balanced. Okay. Just like that. So if you place the masses symmetrically on the either side of the uh, midpoint, then you can say that they are balanced. I'll share you this link. You can also play this game. We'll play only one or two questions, and remaining you do it as a homework. Okay. So, for example, this 15 kg mass is kept at 7 meter away from the midpoint. Then this 15 kg where I have to keep on the right side so that it can be balanced.
Sir,
7 meters away from the midpoint.
Lahari,
7 meters away from the midpoint, sir.
very good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, correct. Very good. So now let us see this. 20 kg mass is kept 3 meter away from the midpoint and 15 kg mass is kept 3 meter away from the midpoint, right side and left side respectively. Okay, then what could be the situation? This or this? Let us say this
Sir.
is A, B,
Yes,
C.
sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Huh?
A.
Yes, very good. Good. Then 20 kg is kept at 6 meter away from the midpoint and 40 kg mass is given. Where we have to keep? Right side so that it can be balanced.
Sir, 2, sir.
At 2. Wrong answer.
4.
Become unbalanced now, sir.
Huh?
So where we'll keep also it will become unbalanced now. That is 20 kgs. This is 40 kgs now, sir.
Yeah, but we can select a position and we can make it parallel to the ground. This we can make it parallel to the ground. We have to select this position right side so that it can balance. Okay, in this case, see 20 kg is kept at 6 meter away from the midpoint. The 40 kg should be kept at 3 meter away from the midpoint. Okay, so that it can balance. You see that. So left side, its value is 20 into 6, 120, 40 into 3, 120. So you have to balance like that. So in this way, there is a game also you can play. I will share this link. Okay. So this is what about balanced and unbalanced forces. Now, let us come to our topic. Then, unit of forces, SI unit of force, CGS unit of force. Okay, SI unit of force is Newton, CGS unit of force is Dyne.
Sir, 10 to
10 to the power of 5 times.
Yes, very good. 1 Newton is 10.5 Dyne. The relation between SI unit and CGS unit of force. 1 Newton is equal to 10 power 5 Dyne. Yeah, 1 Newton value is approximately, it is a force needed to hold a body of mass 102 grams near the Earth's surface. Okay. Approximately, it is the force needed to hold a body of mass 102 grams near the Earth's surface. Okay. So if you take the formula, F is equal to mg. Okay. So you take mass as 102 grams. Okay. 102 grams, which is equal to 0.102 kg, is equal to mg formula you use, that is the weight formula. So if you do 0.102 kg into 9.8, which is the acceleration due to gravity g value. If you multiply this, you will get the value nearly 1 Newton. Okay. So 1 Newton definition is a force required to hold a body of mass 102 grams near the Earth's surface. Finally, we can also say force is an interaction between two objects. Force is exerted by an object A on another object B. For any force, you may ask two questions. Who exerted this force? And on which object was this force exerted? Okay. For example, when a block is kept on a table, the table exerts a force on the block to hold it. Okay. Force is a vector quantity, and if more than one force act on a particle, we can find the resultant force using the laws of vector addition. That is what. So I have said initially the example 10 Newton is rightwards, 6 Newton is leftwards, then 10 minus 6, that is the addition of those forces. 10 plus of minus 6, okay, which is equal to 4 Newton is the sum of the forces or resultant force or net force, okay, acting on the body. So it is a vector quantity. We are considering the direction also. So this is what important. Force is a vector quantity. Thus, so here note that in all examples quoted above, if a body A exerts a force on B, the body B also exerts a force on A. Thus, the table exerts a force on the block to hold it, and the block exerts a force on the table to press it down. So every body there is an interaction. Okay. You are sitting on the chair means you are applying the force on the chair, and the chair is also applying the force on you. And at the same time, there is also force. Gravitational force is also acting on chair as well as you. Okay. And there is also force due to some of the forces, some of the weights. Your weight and chair weight will act on the ground, and the ground will also apply a force on you and both of you, like chair and you. Okay. There are many forces if you observe in depth. So thus the table exerts a force on this. When a heavy block is suspended by a rope, the rope exerts a force on the block to hold it, and the block exerts a force on the rope to make it tight. There is always interaction between two bodies, and there is always a force can be observed. Okay. So that is what the Newton's third law. About Newton's third law, we will be learning in detail next chapter. That is, there are always equal and opposite forces. And there is always an action-reaction pair of forces which will act. For example, if you are applying the force on the chair will also apply the force on you. And these are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Those are called as action reaction. Okay, we will be learning it about Newton's third law and laws of motion in next chapter. Now, in this chapter, we shall only be studying what are the different types of forces and what are the cause for it, for this. Okay. Various types of forces in nature can be grouped in 4 categories. That is gravitational force, electromagnetic force, nuclear force, and weak force. Okay. So there are basically 4 forces are categorized in nature. Those are gravitational, electromagnetic, nuclear, and weak. So let us try to learn one by one. Gravitational force. Any two bodies attract each other by virtue of their masses. So wherever there is a mass, there is an attraction force due to gravity. The force of attraction between 2 point masses is given by F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. This is given by Newton. The equation is given by Newton, where G is the gravitational constant, capital G. Do not confuse with small g and capital G. Capital G is a gravitational constant and small g is the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Where m1, m2 are the masses, 2 masses, and where r is the separation between them. If any 2 masses are separated by a distance r, then the force acting on it is F is equal to G into m1 m2 by r square. Okay. So here is one example is given. There are 2 bodies. Okay. And in 2 bodies, they are here in this book they are considering only 3 particles. 1, 2, 3 from first body, 1, 2, 3 some 3 other particles from second body. Then if you understand the forces between these 6 particles, you can see that there are 9 forces are acting. 9 forces are acting. First particle of the first body will apply the force on first, second, third particles of the second body, and second particle of the first body will also apply the force on first, second, third body particles of the second body, and third particle will also apply force on first, second, third, okay, particles of the second body. So total forces are 9 forces. Okay. At the same time, first particle of the second body will also apply force on these 3 particles, but they are equal and opposite to the forces like by the first and second and third body on it. That is why we are not considering it. So there are basically 9 forces are acting. There are 9 forces are interactive forces between these 6 particles. So there is some convention. There is some convention like we have to indicate F11. That means F11 means the force by the first particle onto the first particle. By 1 on 1. F12 by 1 on 2. There is a convention we have to indicate like this. F12 means force by first particle of the first body on the second particle of the second body is written as F12 and F13 like that. So there are 9 forces acting, and if you sum all the forces, then you will get the net force acting on the body. Okay, and that is what equivalent to G m1 m2 by r square. The gravitational force exerted by the spherically symmetric body m1 on the another such body M2, see equivalently, if you take a spherical symmetrical body, it is G M1 M2 by R square. So approximately here also we can equate, if M1 is the mass of first body, M2 is the mass of the second body, and the separation between them is R, approximate separation is R, then we can find out the total force acting on it by this equation. Or if you want to find out the individual forces, you can find out individual forces and add them, and also give you the sum of the forces. Yeah, with this equation, F is equal to G M1 M2 by R square. Now let us try to find out the answer for our question. Why there is no attraction of two buildings, or building and tree, or tree and you and building, you and book, you and mobile, you and laptop. So let us try to understand that. Okay. So for example, here to have an idea of the magnitude of gravitational force in practical life, consider two small bodies of mass 10 kg, each separated by 0.5 meter. Okay. So if you substitute 10 kg in this equation, G value is given by 6.7 into 10 power minus 11 into 10 into 10 by, they are separated by 0.5 meter. That means 0.5 whole square, that is 0.25. So if you simplify, the force between 10 kg mass, two 10 kg masses which are separated by 0.5 meter is 2.7 into 10 power minus 18. See, it is of the order of 10 power minus 18. Okay. 10 power minus 8. Sorry. 10 power minus 8. It is of the order of 10 power minus 8. So you can think of this amount of force or magnitude of force like 0.00000027. That is the force is acting in between two 10 kg masses. But if you see gravitational force on the 10 kg mass, on 10 kg mass, if you calculate that is 10 kg into acceleration due to gravity, mg value, if you find out 10 into 9.8, or you can also take 10, which is equal to 98 Newton. Okay. Force applied by the gravity, the earth is 98 Newton, and the force applied by the other objects which are present nearby 10 kg mass, it is of the order of 10 power minus 8, 10 power minus 8, or 10 power minus 6, 10 power minus 10, something like that. Okay. So you can compare these values. So that is why you can observe that there is no attraction between you and your book. You can also do this exercise now. Okay. You take your mass like 50 kg, 40 kg, or 60 kg, 35 kg, whatever it is. You take 40 kg and your book, H.C. Verma book, it is around 2 kg you take. Okay. And you keep it 1 meter away and try to find out the force now. Try to find out the force by using the equation F is equal to G M1 M2 by R square. G value you take 6.7 into 10 power minus 11. M1 you can take your mass. Actually we have to speak your mass, not your weight. 40, 45, 50, whatever you substitute. M2 is 2 kg you substitute. Around 2 kg it will be the mass of the H.C. Verma book. And you keep it a separation of 1 meter. R is equal to 1 meter. Substitute it and let me know the value of it. Yes, Sahasra, what is your answer?
Sir, I have substituted 40 kgs. I got 53.6 into 10 power minus 10 newtons.
53.6 into 10 power minus,
10.
yeah, 10 power minus 10 Newton. It is of the order of 10 power minus 10. And if you see, you compare your weight and book weight. Book weight is 2 into 9.8, that is 19.6 Newton. And your weight is 40 into 9.8. Around 395 like that. So you can observe the force applied by the gravity, the force applied by the earth on you and on the book is very high in magnitude compared with the force applied between you and book. Okay, is it okay, beta, all of you?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
You can conclude that the force is only become appreciable when the mass of the object is very high. It is nearly equal to earth mass. If it is nearly equal to earth mass, then the force becomes appreciable. Okay, what is the mass of the earth? Do you know? The mass of the earth is around 6 into 10 power 24 kg. Okay, and the bodies which are present nearby you are is around 1000 kg, or it can be some 10,000 kg also. But for example, if you take any building, it can be tons, but it is not near to 6 into 10 power 24 kg. So whenever the body mass is near to the 6 into 10 power 24 kg, then the force between you and that body and the force between you and the earth may interact, or then you can compare those two. You may be attracted towards that body. Okay, so the mass is very important. It should be of the order of 6 into 10 power 24 kg. Then only the force becomes appreciable. The force come into effect. Okay.